All right, today I am going to be making 100% all-American Italian food right here. Italian recipe that I'm going to be making today is chicken parmigiana. All right, chicken parmigiana and penne. Absolute goodness. What it is penne noodles. All right, and it's covered in a marinara sauce with chicken parmigiana. Absolute goodness right here. Breaded white meat chicken with penne, juicy tomatoes, all in a sesame seed bun. Absolute goodness. And I'm also gonna have 4 cheese gnocchi or gnocchi. Did I say that right? Gnocchi. So I'm gonna have 4 cheese gnocchi. All right, absolute goodness. Let's get started. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is read the instructions right here. It says, ready in 12 minutes, pour meal in a large non-stick skillet, cover with medium heat, cover and cook over medium heat 12 minutes. All right, that's Spanish, just in case you guys didn't know, minutes. All right, let's get started with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the chicken parmigiana, but in fact, I can't do it because the packaging is kept tight to keep the Italian food as fresh as possibly can. So I'm gonna use my wine opener to open the chicken parmigiana. All right, so use your wine opener to go ahead and pour the chicken parmigiana inside of the pan, fresh, and it said medium heat. So I'm gonna turn this to a medium heat. All right, and I'm gonna let this start to cook right here. All right, so first thing you're gonna need a spoon with grates in it, and just stir it really slowly, making sure the ingredients get mixed in properly inside of the pan. Absolute goodness. All right, and so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take, while this is heating up to medium high heat, I'm going to take some pepper for flavoration and put some pepper in there while that heats up. Also, I'm going to put a little bit of all-American California olive oil. All right, absolute goodness right here. All right, just put a drop of that in there. All right, so I have this pan heating up, and I'm just gonna take my spoon with grates in it and just stir it just a little bit to make sure the flavoration bricks, you see these are the flavoration bricks right here. You see that? Flavoration bricks get to the bottom of the pan, okay, and start to melterate. All right, I'm gonna zoom in really quick so you can see some of the flavoration that's going on here. Look at that. Smell that. Come up to the screen. Smell that. Absolute goodness. Let me zoom back out so I can get started with the rest. All right, so I have that in there. So it's going to be heat. Let me look at the instruction from the Italian chef. It says cover, cook over medium heat. Looks like medium heat to me. All right, so I'm gonna have that in there. All right, and stir this just one more again. All right, turn it to medium high, medium. All right, and then I'm going to put my top on top of it for 12 minutes. All right, check the time out. 12 minutes from that. Put your top, classic top on there. Absolute goodness. All right, while that's going on, we're gonna switch over to the gnocchi. All right, let's go ahead and, I'm gonna go ahead and just zoom right in on the gnocchi. All right, you see that? This is the gnocchi, and I'm going to read the instructions on this too, for this classic all-American Italian meal. All right, 4 cheese gnocchi, all right? It's ready in 9 minutes, so they should be ready around the same time. Absolute goodness. All right, so on the back, it says stovetop heat. Let's see, get in here. It says heat to 2 tablespoons of oil in a very large skillet over medium high for 2 to 1 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit of oilation, all right, in the pan. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can get the full mesmerizational of this right here. All right, so I have the pan in here. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And I'm going to put, it's a little bit wet, so I'm just going to dry it off a little bit with my drying cloth. All right, so dry it off the water out of there. All right, so what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to put in a little bit of oil. All right, absolute goodness. All right, and it says heat this for, let's see, heat this for medium high for 1 to 2 minutes. All right, imperative. All right, imperative to heat this for 1 to 2 minutes for this recipe. Absolute goodness. All right, 1 to 2 tablespoons. All right, so I have this in here, and I'm just going to heat this around for 1 to 2 minutes. All right, sounds like 1 to 2 minutes to me. So I'm going to take my wine opener, and I'm going to open this up, package up right here, and I'm going to cook for 7 minutes until hot throughout. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my wine opener and open up the pan just like this. Absolute goodness. All right, so I'm just going to take this. All right, and I'm going to put it in the pan right here. Absolute goodness. All right, so I have the ingredients all in here for the gnocchi. And I'm just going to stir it a little bit just like this. Absolute goodness. All right. So I'm going to turn it to medium temperature. And I'm just going to stir this occasionally. Now look at that. Look at the permeation of the cheese sauce. Look at the cheese bricks that come in it. The people made the cheese bricks perfectly. All right, perfect square cheese bricks for the gnocchi, and I'm going to put that back in there. And I'm just going to stir it occasionally, like they say. And what happens is they let this melt right here, and the melteration will permeate the gnocchi and give it a nice flavoration. All right, absolute goodness. So I'm going to stir that just a little bit. And I'm going to get another spoon because I don't want to mix the two flavorations of the ingredients that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to get another spoon. And I'm going to use this spoon for the penne, all right? The chicken parmigiana. So let me zoom out really quick so you can see, oh, this is smelling good, smelling great. This is the perfect meal for a day. Absolute goodness, if you ask me. You know what I'm going to do with this right here? Stay steady really quick. I'm going to put a little bit of pepperation on here. All right, it's always good to pepperate your food. Absolute goodness. And look at that. Absolute goodness, if you ask me. So I'm just going to keep on putting some pepper in there. Pepperate that a little bit. And then I'm just going to stir it just gently, occasionally. And it should be done within another 4 minutes. Absolute goodness, if you ask me. Let me go ahead and taste a little bit and see what the tasteration tastes like. See if the flavor is going all the way through. Absolute goodness. All right, so let's stir that a little bit. And I'm going to come over here and I am going to, let me zoom out really quick so you can see what's going on with the penne. All right, so I have the penne right here. All right, so I'm going to take this, take the top off. And I'm just going to stir it. Let me get in close so you can see the flavoration and everything that's going on right here. Look at that. I'm just going to take my spoon and just stir it a little bit. Look at the cheese. Look at the cheese. Look at the chicken. Look at the Parmesan. Absolute goodness. So this is almost done. Classic meal. All right, classic meal. Right there. Now look at this. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper flakes on here. Got to put a little bit of pepper flakes. Let's see right here. Pepper flakeration right there. Look at that. Absolute goodness. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to shredderate a little bit of Parmesan cheese in the mixeration. All right. So I have 100% all-American Parmesan cheese. I just need to find my grateration. And look at this. All right, so this is cooking. I'm going to turn that down just slightly. I'm going to put a little bit of Parmigiana. Absolute goodness for flavoration. Smelling great. Take a bite of the Parmigiana. And then I'm going to take, oh, wrong spoon. All right, let me stir up this. Zoom out. Let me show you what we have going on right here. If you're just joining in, this is absolute goodness right here. All right, now look, I'm just going to stir this up. The gnaki's almost done. Absolute goodness. All right, and then I'm going to take the chicken Parmigiana. Just stir it just slowly to make sure the heat transfers all the way through. Absolute. Smelling great, smelling good. And you know what would be good with this? Actually, what would be good with this would be some ramen noodles. All right, so let me just stir this up a little bit. Let me check this to check the meat, make sure it's cooked all the way through. Oh, wow. Wow. Absolute goodness. Oh, man. I'm going to put the top on here. And I'm going to move this to the back burner. Turn that off. And I'm going to let that cook. And what I'm going to do now is, yeah, I need some garlic bread. That would make it great. I'm actually going to, let me see, do I have a pot? I have one pot left. All right, I'm gonna, let me see what else I have in here. Let me see. All right, so we're gonna be making some ramen noodles with this. All right, got a pot. Get some water going right here. All right, we're gonna put this on right here so we can cook some ramen noodles to go along with this. All right, go ahead, turn that on. Get that heating up a little bit. And meanwhile, I'm gonna check on the gnocchi. Check this out. Got the gnocchi right here. I'm just gonna turn this mother out right here. All right, I'm gonna turn this down. Stir a little bit of the gnocchi. Whoa, lost one. Let's see if I can get it down in here. Look at that, lost the gnocchi. Got the gnocchi, put that back into the plate. Absolute goodness. So this is the gnocchi right here. And what I'm going to do with this is, it is almost done. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this in a serving bowl. All right, so I'm going to turn that off really quick. Let me get my serving bowl. All right, got my serving bowl right here. And I'm just going to take the gnocchi and just pour. Look, let me get it close so you can see all the texturation of what's going on. Oh, whoa. All right, the texturation, flavoration, look at that. Absolute goodness. And I'm gonna just pour the gnocchi into a serving bowl. Absolute goodness, if you ask me. All right, so once I have in the bowl, I'm gonna take this and set this aside. And then I'm going to get, oh wow. Taste the cheese right here. Cheese has a lot of flavoration to it. Oh wow. That tasted good. All right, so we have the gnocchi. You know what I'm going to do with this? Zoom in a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper flavораtions on it. Look at that. Put a little bit of pepper on it just like that. Absolute goodness. All right, so I have the pepper on there. Now look at this. Look at what I just made. Authentic Italian gnocchi. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try one of these things really quick. Whoa. Oh man, it smells so good. Now look at this. This is gnocchi. I'm going to take one of these. Try it really quick. Oh wow. Absolute goodness. All right, so let's check on the ramen noodles. All right, we're gonna check on the ramen noodles And, oh wow, that was really good. All right, we're gonna check on the ramen noodles and the penne, which is on the back burner. All right. So we're gonna check on the penne. You see my top is hot. Let me get my oven mitt. And look at that. That deserves a little bit of zoomeration on it. Let me see. Let me get back here. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at the flavoration in there. Look. Oh my. So we have that going. Let me try a little bit of that. So that should be done. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn that heat off. And I'm going to try a little bit of this. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at what I'm about to eat right here. Chicken Parmigiana. Absolute goodness, if you ask me. Look at that. Look at the penne noodles. Look at the chicken, the chunk of chicken. Look at the chunk of chicken. Look at the, you know what? This deserves some pepper flakes. I'm going to put this right here. Put a little bit of pepper flakes on it. Absolute goodness. All right, so I have pepper flakes on here. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Aaron. This is one of my favorite recipes right here. So you have a little bit of pepper flakes on that. This is going to be one great bite. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and eat this right here. Let you get another look at it. Pepper flakes, the chicken chunk, the penne noodles, the marinara sauce, the cheese. Absolute goodness. I'm gonna try it and let you know how it is. But before I do that, come up to the screen and smell the food. Smell the 100% all-American Italian food. Absolute goodness, if you ask me. Go ahead and try it. Oh, wow. So good. All right, well, let's get going with the ramen noodles. All right. So in this recipe of ramen noodles, it is going to be Italian as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take the ramen noodles. I'm going to pull out the flavoration packet. But before, I added a little bit too much water to the pot, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the water out. In chef school, this is called removing the water, all right? And so when that gets started, I'm going to go ahead and put my flavoration packet in first because this allows the food to be permeated. Of course, I'm still doing recipes. I am a chef by heart. I haven't given it up completely, but I am switching to makeup tutorials as soon as I learn about makeup. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pour the noodles in here. All right, so I'm in here, and once you have the ramen noodles in there, I'm over here eating. I'm going to take the ramen noodles and just stir this slightly like this. All right, once you stir this, you allow the flavoration to permeate the ramen noodles on one side. All right, and then you're gonna flip this over like that. It's gonna be hot, okay? So, have a glass of water. All right, so you're gonna take your spoon and you're just gonna flip this a little bit. And it's gonna start to break apart. Once it starts breaking apart, you're gonna want to add an egg, all right? So I'm just gonna get an egg, all right? I'm gonna get an egg out. Once I have the egg out, I'm gonna take the egg. So one egg, look at that. 100% all-American egg. Gonna crack the egg and place it in there. All right, if the shell falls in there, don't worry about that. All is not lost. All right, got the egg out. And what you're gonna do is, you're gonna take a little bit of flavoration and just flip it like that, all right? flip it. All right. Once you flip that, you're gonna take a little bit of tomato paste right here. I have all-American tomato paste. And then you're gonna take the spoon and put it in there just like that. All right, absolute goodness. And then, if you have a piece of all-American cheese laying around here, you're gonna take the all-American cheese, all right, and just gingerly rip this apart and place it on the side. Now, what this is going to do is going to allow the cheese to melterate and permeate the ramen noodles. Absolute goodness. All right, and so once you have that in there, you take your spoon and just break apart the tomato paste. All right, you see that? Gosh. All right, be careful because it can splash. All right, so you're gonna take that and then mix it a little bit. See the egg in there? Once you have that in there, it mixed really well. The egg is fully cooked, the cheese is permeated. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off really quick. And you're gonna take a bowl. All right, you're gonna take a bowl and you are going to take your spoon or your tongs and take it, look at it. Look, first before I put it in the bowl, take a look at it. Take a look at it right there. Look at the tomato. Look at the cheese. Look at absolute goodness, if you ask me. All right, so I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, or maybe I'll just keep it in right there. And I'm just gonna place it into my bowl. All right, look at that. Look at that. Absolute goodness. Hot. Look at that. Get a piece of the egg in there. All right. Look at the tomato. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And then take your spoon and get some of the sauce in there. All right, so get some of the sauce. Look at that. Absolute goodness, if you ask me. Absolute goodness.